Welcome back. Today we will be focusing on naming ranges. Naming ranges are important and crucial for dynamic workbooks. If you want to create dynamic workbooks and if you want to save time, naming ranges are amazing. Let's start. We will go to tab Scale. We will be naming some ranges here that we will be using in the future, but also I want to focus on a few things, what you can do by naming ranges. Let's first name our range that we will be using in the future, which is this table here. So you will start from label B, which is C2, to J12. Which is PhD 10. We do not want to use step, so do not select step. We will not use that. Let's just select from B to PhD, our first table, and we will name this table. To name this table, we right-click and say Define Name. The Define Name page opens up. It may look differently on Windows. The concept is the same. You will enter a name for that range. So let's name this range as it is up there, FY21 scale. I want to bring your attention to one thing. If you don't want to write scale and just want to do FY21, let's see what's gonna happen. I will try to name this FY21, hit OK. It gives me an error message. This error message says there is a coordinate FY21 in Excel. You cannot name this table that matches that coordinate. And I'll show you where that FY21 is in a little bit so that you know what I mean. But for this reason, I will add scale. Another important thing to know here, when you name ranges, you cannot have space. You cannot have some of the characters. You can use underscore to be more legible. I usually use combined word, but I do camel casing. Camel casing is when you start with capital initial and going lowercase, going capital initial again. So if I wanted to add another word, let's say budget, I will start with B capital and then say budget, and then I will put another scale. So this way it's still legible. You can read it, but it is one word. I will delete everything and I will leave it as FY21 scale. I hit OK. I want to name the same thing in the next table, which is FY22 scale. Remember, while naming tables, if they are similar to each other, keep consistency so that you can remember that name when you want to use it. Let's do select PhD to bachelor's degree. I will right click again. I will say define name and I will change this name to FY22 scale. Now we will be using this in the future classes. For now, let's just create them. Let's know how to create it. But I want to show you something. If you remember from our previous classes, we used reference. We used absolute reference to make this table. You can also name one cell and use that cell. So I want to name this. I want to name this FY22 increase, right? Because it's 2.5% increase between salaries in 2 years. So I will name this so that I can use it. And I hit OK. Now, if you name the cell and if you refer to that cell, you do not have to worry about absolute, relative, and all that. What I can do, I can change my formula and I can say 1 plus, what did I call it? FY22 increase. As soon as it's highlighted, I hit tab to select it or type the whole thing, it doesn't matter. I hit enter. Now I can just easily drag my formula to the right, my formula down. It did not change because the named range is one name only. You cannot duplicate names. So when you refer to that name, that will be the name and it will not change when you drag your formula. Let's inspect it. When you're here, it still says FY22 increase. If you double click here, it still says FY22 increase. It's a good way of using it. Now, let's say I want to select the PhD column and name this. We will name this PhD, but I will put FY22 in front of it. So FY22 PhD. This will be a sample for us to look further what can be done by naming ranges. I will hit OK. Now, let's say if I wanted to know what my average is, I will just say equals average. If I want to calculate average, there are two ways. I can select this range. As you can see, it automatically converted it to FY22 PhD, but let's do M60. I can do this, and as you can see, it says I16 to I26. And I want to calculate it. Yeah, it calculated the average. Now, if I want to refer to PhD and I named it already, I do not have to go there and calculate the average. Now, yes, if we are on the same sheet, it's easy, but I will show you when it's very useful. Average, I hit tab, it opens parentheses for me, and then I put FY22 PhD. Not like that. I needed to finish typing or hit tab. I hit enter. This gave me a number, average number of PhD. Now, let me format this. The formatting will be here, and I hit comma. It will make it a proper and nice to read. Now, yes, instead of this, I could just select it. But what if I am in one of the other sheets? Let's go to salaries. And here I want to know what the average PhD is. I would just say average and FY22 PhD. Close. See? You don't have to go to that sheet. You don't have to select the data. Just name the range, refer to the range, and you're ready to go. And let's say if I wanted to show on this page, if I wanted to show my annual increase, let's type it, annual increase FY22, I can just refer to FY22 increase, and I hit enter. It brings the value. Let's reformat it to percentage and add 2 decimal points. Now I have 2.50 increase. As you can see, naming ranges can make your life easier, can make your job go faster. We will be using naming ranges a lot. That's why I wanted to focus one class on naming ranges. Here I will show you how to delete a named range if you don't need one. You will go to Formulas tab. You will hit this Define Name. For Windows users, there is a Name Manager under Formulas. So you will click on that and the same page will come up. And let's delete this. We don't need this. And we are ready for our next class. I will see you next class. Thank you very much for joining us. Don't forget to leave comments. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And if you like the video, we would appreciate thumbs up. Thank you and have a great day.